All right, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? I hope all is well. There we go. And I'm sharing my screen. All right, super pump about tonight. We have Caleb should be coming on shortly. I'm Coach T. Williams, and Coach Joe should be on shortly as well. Guess we all running a little bit behind. I was trying to set it up. Dog did not want to go and take care of their business. Put me behind a little bit, but it's all good. We here. Tonight we're gonna talk about why real estate, creative financing. Gonna talk about some deals going on that we got going on right now that we got live. And then from there, we're going to share with everyone what we start next week on the 1st, August 1st. So I'm excited about what's going to happen August 1st. So Coach Joe is our creative financing man. He's the one that started me on my path to doing creative finance deals. Myself, I'm Coach Williams, Coach T. I like the BRRRR method, right? I call it fix and keep. And then I take houses subject to with the creative finance. So that's a little bit about who we are and what we do. Faith, if you don't mind, I can unmute you if you would like to ask some questions or say something, or if you want, while everybody else getting on for whatever reason it's a delay. I hope I got the right link out there. You're welcome to unmute if you want to raise your hand, and I'll unmute you if you have any questions before we get started. Is there a particular, what would you like to know? What would you like to know more about tonight? Okay, I don't have any questions. Okay, good. All right, I'm gonna put a link in there. That's gonna be for the subject to pre-foreclosure course. All right, let me let that folks in the room. All right, got somebody else waiting. Man, we got a delay tonight. Delay tonight. I don't know what the delay is about. Super pumped. All right, y'all are here, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started, and then I'm looking at 3 screens, so forgive me if I'm looking off for whatever reason. I'm gonna put my actual camera on me. All right, I think you can see me now. Hopefully I ain't too bright. I'm in like 3 different screens. Let me move this up. All right, so the most important thing is everybody want to understand why real estate. I hear folks talk about stocks. I hear folks talk about a lot of things, and they don't really get it when it comes to real estate. And it's a shame on it. So, guys, again, I hope I get the right link out there, because right now, for whatever reason, several people should be on, and maybe because I didn't send that many reminders out. I don't know. But anyway, Coach Joe been doing real estate for quite a while. He's done over 100 plus transactions. He's now active in the Chicago market. Very active in there. And he started off as a fix and flip guy. Again, I'm Coach Williams. I'm more of the BRRRR method. I like to buy and hold. So I start off getting houses under contract for wholesale. And after I get a house under contract for wholesale, then I flip it over to a doggone fix and keep. So I fix it up, and I take the equity out. And now I'm a lot wealthier because I have all my equity in a property, but that's money hold, right? So stocks, the difference between that is stocks, you have to buy it at the right time. You got to study them. You got to understand when the ebbs and flows are, and then you got to buy them. With houses, you pick a market, and you know the market, and you understand that market, and then you buy them when that house come available, or when you entice motivation, shall I say, with it. Coach Joe, I see you made it, brother. We're doing a wild real estate. So I'm falling back. The dog right by my foot. All right, so why real estate? Guys, listen, real estate is the most, everybody I know that's famous has some sort of real estate, right? Whether they buying a mansion, whether they're home, whether they're buying several homes, vacation homes, something, they all doing that. And like when you look at football players and basketball players, and they trade from team to team, They just like the military almost. They leave that house and they don't sell that house. They either rent that house out, they never know when they're coming back, so they keep that property, right? And now that's another form of income. Hey, coach, if you can manage the people coming in, everybody got a slow start today, but if you can manage people coming in, real estate is that way, right? You can leverage equity. That's that BRRRR method. That's when you buy low, fix up, keep the equity in there. You don't fix it up to the max, right? You just fix it good enough to have that equity, make it appraise more. Now you can leverage that equity. You can take that equity out of that property and invest in other properties or lend it out to other people and make money off your money, right? Guys, when I tell you that you have some benefits from taxes, listen, if you're helping the government out, the government help you out. If you're helping the government out, the government help you out. So you get tax breaks by having rental properties. You have better tax breaks than most because you're offering homes for people to live in, right? So just understand that's a crucial point, right? You got way more options. I'm not going to dig more deep. I'm not going to dig too deep in that. I just want to just touch the bases on that, skim the top of it. All right, some of the strengths. Listen, right now with interest rates up, that's a good thing. This pre-foreclosure subject to wraparound loans, owner finance, all these are creative deals that you can do right now. Interest rates are up 6 to 7% interest rates. So guess what? You have these houses that people already have that they want to get rid of. That's like at 3% interest rates when they had them. We can actually take over those loans, right? You can take over those loans, cover that price, not going to assume it. You're going to take over it and control it. That's what we're going to be teaching next week if you join our subject to course. We got a subject to course that we're doing for the first time. We taught it online a little bit. We taught a little bit about it, gave y'all some heads up on how to do it, what it's about, what it's going on. But we're going to go in detail where we're going to actually give you actionable steps. We're actually going to test you on this stuff and make sure you got it so you can understand it so you can use this skill set, right? All these folks are doing Airbnb. They done bought all these houses cash. They done put all this furniture in these houses cash. And guess what Dallas did? Dallas said, you cannot do Airbnb all over the city. You have this zone, this market that you got to do Airbnb in, right? That's what happened in Dallas. You can only do it in this little bit area. And guess what? If you do this little bit area, you got to pay them hotel taxes and all the stuff, the same tax the hotels do. So Airbnb, think about it. If you bought that house and you own it, that's a bad deal. But if you got it subject to, and then also say that, okay, then whatever, let me give it back to the owner, or let me just rent it out. See the difference? So subject to is awesome. And if the interest rates are high right now, then that's guess what? You can get the house at a low interest rate, what the people already have it for, and just take the house up to the existing loan, which is an awesome deal. Negotiating skill, Coach Joe, man, that dude is a keen negotiator. He know how to negotiate. So that's an awesome tool to have in your pocket right there when it comes to learning how to skim off everything you can skim off to get just to the meat, right? Just to the part that you want to eat. When we look at opportunities, guys, again, pre-foreclosures, foreclosures, short sales, and creative deals. You have landlords that are tired. Tired landlords used to money coming in on a monthly basis, and they're tired. They don't want the property no more. However, you can take it over subject to the existing loan. They're willing to work with you, and you keep paying them a residual income. They're happy. They're tired of dealing with the tenants. They're tired of dealing with the toilets. They're tired of giving the phone calls. They're not tired of making money. So if you're really, really, really good at verbalizing what you want and verbalizing how you can assist a tired landlord like myself, I have a house right now in Mississippi. I don't care for that house. I don't care for the tenants in that house like that, like talking about. I mean, they really always got some kind of issue or concern. If somebody came and say, hey, look, I'll give you $100 a month and take over this thing and do whatever I do, I would take that $100 gladly if I ain't got to touch nothing else. That's just $100 extra I'm getting a month that I ain't got to do nothing else. So I would take that. That's what I would do for that. And you have a lot of landlords out there with tenants they just don't want to deal with anymore. Don't want to put them out because they are paying. They just annoying. And you'll take somebody like myself, Coach Joe, or you, somebody that listens to our subject to class, come in and understand how to do that, how to take over that loan. Hey, I'll take it off your hand, deed me the property over, I'll pay you each month, right? That's pretty much the property, and that will teach you everything on that. The weaknesses, low inventory. Guys, right now, with interest rates being so high, people can't afford these nice homes anymore because the interest rate's so high, you're paying more towards interest. So now they got to downsize, and people that buying houses now got to buy a smaller house or they got to overpay. Either or. Either you're going to overpay for what you really want, and then the bank going to make a lot of money, or you're going to buy a smaller house and you're going to pay a little bit. You can still be paying towards interest, but you're going to be all right. So guess what? You got barbers, beauticians, not barber, beauticians, truck drivers, anybody that work for your own business with your hands, with your own body, right? With your physical body, you're the business. Guess what? You don't have a job where you got a 9 to 5, so you don't have a set check. You only get paid if you work. So guess what? Banks don't want to do traditional loans with you. How many folks know people in that situation where they're barbers, truck drivers, and beauticians? They want nice homes. They are your prime people you can use to buy these subject to houses. All right, you can literally go take this house, put it on a contract, and then you can sell the house to them, right? You can sell a contract, right? Or you can rent the house out to them. You have, I hope that y'all didn't lose me. All right, I see the thing's still going up. Something happened. All right, then you have hedge funds. So they a threat, right? But guess what? The hedge funds already done what they're gonna do. They already got the houses. JP Morgan already bought a lot of houses. I forgot, it was a lot of folks I read about that's bought plenty of houses right now, buying whole communities, and they're renting them out. And they're banks or they're mortgage companies or they some kind of other facility. You know, Zillow bought a whole bunch of houses. You know, they got that out there. But guess what? You still got mom and pa's like ourselves that got houses off market that we can work with. So we just got to work it. I hope y'all still can hear me. Coach, can y'all still hear me, bro? Something just happened on my screen.
Yes, sir. We can still hear you. We see the screen.
All right, something going on over here, man. I don't know. My internet been acting funny. All right, ways to invest in real estate. If I do freeze up, brother, just take over. Ways to invest in real estate. You got passive people, right? That's a passive meaning, hey, my money is making money. I'm out there buying properties, but I pay a property manager to run the property. I got a maintenance man. I got all the other folks to do all the work. I just sit back and I just make decisions, say yes or no. That's a passive person, right? You also have people like that do fix and flips. So, hey, I don't want to do the actual fix and flip, but I don't mind lending my money to you as you do the fix and flip and get a return on my money. That's a passive investor. Then you have active investors. Active investors are people that actually doing a fix and flip. Active investors are the people actually being a landlord. Active investors are the people out there searching for properties, looking for deals, and actually involved in the whole process. So those are active people, right? Hands-on, getting it. Now, you got types of real estate investing. You got short-term, like I told you, Airbnb. Listen, Airbnb was awesome, good run. A lot of folks made a lot of money, and a lot of people going to continue to make a lot of money. However, now you got corporate rentals and pure space rentals. Corporate renters are, if you got construction going on, like a hospital getting built, you got an airport getting built, you have a school getting built. Guess what? If they bring contractors out of town, they don't like staying in hotels all the time. They like to throw parties, they like to have fun, they like to have their own space. So they do Airbnbs in rooms, or you can do corporate rental where you make a contract with that company, talk to those people and say, hey, I got properties all along the side of this building or all along the side of that area, and they can stay in your place, and then they'll be paying, your corporation will be paying, right? Guaranteed money, guys. Pure spaces. If you got houses by college campuses, right? If you got houses by any kind of school campus, period, you got an opportunity to do some pure space living, right? Then you got folks that just want to live with their cousins and grow up and learn how to pay bills. They just graduated and they don't want to go and, they want to get out the house with their mom and dad, but they still want to grow, right? So you got those as well. Then you got folks that just say, hey, bills are too high. I'd rather just have a roommate. I'd just rather have a roommate. It's too much, right? Wholesaling. Guys, don't ever call yourself a wholesaler a day in your life. Say you use the wholesaling strategy. You're a real estate investor and you just do the wholesaling strategy. So whenever somebody say I'm a wholesaler, I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever, right? Listen, it's a strategy. It's an exit strategy. Get rid of a property. And it's an exit strategy to deposition a property, right? Dispose of property. Sell your contract, right? It's not you're a wholesaler, right? You're a real estate investor using that strategy. So we're going to start and scratch that from that list of I'm a wholesaler. I use the wholesaling strategy. All right, creative financing. That's what we're talking about. Listen, you want to sign up for our course. right? It's going to be a lot of great information. You can get everything you need, the contracts, the agreements that you need, not contracts and agreements. Agreements is different than contract. Contracts saying, hey, I want to buy your property here, what we're going to get it for. All right, the agreements are, hey, I have the right to do this, and you have the right to do that, and it's other paperwork involved in that, right? And you can get all that documentation for implementation, and then as well as you're going to have some hands-on experience where we're going to actually try and get you to go out there and call some people, talk to some people, and see how easy this process is to get started. I ain't going to say the process is easy all the way throughout. I'm not going to lie and say that. But to get started is pretty easy. Now you got to work it throughout. You got to work throughout. And once you do it like 2 or 3 times, it's kind of like you shooting a basketball. You learn how to stroke it, right? You learn how to do it, right? So that's pretty much how this works. You got to do it again and again to get better at it. You don't get good at the first time. You don't get rich the first time. You learn and you practice. So lease options are some creative financing ways. Seller finance, where the seller will sell a house back to you and they carry the note, right? Carry it back. You got carry back as well, where you can buy the house. A house is worth not as much as it's supposed to work. You're going to pay a little extra and the seller going to carry it back because the bank won't do the whole loan, right? Then you got substitute financing where you say, hey, look, keep the house in your name. Let me just take over the house and control the house and run everything for you and make sure your bills get paid. Make sure your credit stay intact. Make sure we catch this loan up. So you got all kind of stuff. Then you got fix and flips. You know, people ain't talking about that as much no more. Why not? Because wood costs so much, sheetrock costs so much, labor costs so much. It's just the cost of everything so high. People are not actually doing fix and flip as much. Now, some people got the money that can still do it, and they still got the right market to do it in. But not everybody, not all. Like Coach said, not all. All right. So I'm going to skip through this a little bit to this one. All right. So this is a good one. Guys, I kept this slide in there. I want to do this one or the one next one. So this is a good one. This is a good one. So the rule of 72, I talked about this last week. It's crucial that we get this in our understanding. Everybody want to be rich. Everybody want to be wealthy, and everybody want to have money. But everybody don't understand how money works, right? Money have a rule. Everything have a principle. Everything have a way that it matters. So the only thing the rule of 72 is, if you divide the interest rate into the actual 72, that's how long it's going to take for your money to double. That's basically what it says, right? So you divide 3 into the 72, that'd be 24 with 3%, right? So it takes 24 years for your money to double. So you put 10 grand in, 24 years later, it double. Another 24 years, it doubles again to 40. All right. So the whole ideal is you want to find something with a high interest rate to put your money in. The stock market gives you 6% to probably around about 10% on the average, right? Well, 6 to 7 on the average, 6 to 7 on the average, but about 10% on the high end if you're doing some high end trading, shall I say. But if you're paying a broker and you're paying people, that's trimming it off, right? That's trimming it off. So it's 6%, 6% divided into 72. So let's start out with 10 grand. It takes 12. 6 goes into 72 12 times. So every 12 years, your money gonna double, right? So 12% is what we aim for with real estate. Whenever we do a property, we want our property to have a 12% ROI, return on investment, right? And we got the calculation to teach you how to do that. So you can know how to do it every time and understand what you're getting in before you get in there. If it dropped to 10%, that's still better than 0, right? What's half of 0? 0. So 12% is the aim. That's the goal. That's what you want to leverage. And you want your money to double several times. So if you got one house, right, and it's doubling every 6 years, imagine if you had 10 houses and they doubling every 6 years. See the difference? That's what I love about real estate. You don't have to have just one. It ain't just one. You can have 10 and do the same thing and it doubles. And then guess what? That's at a 12% interest rate. So if you got an 18%, a 20% interest rate, then guess what? You're getting more money back quicker. Guys, that's what the game about. The game is teaching you how to do this. Get in this module. This is something I got from Primerica. They taught us that in Primerica Life Insurance. When I was like first graduate from college, some of my frat brothers got into it and they brought all us in and I stayed in it. I stayed with it. I don't like it that much only because I love Primerica. I ain't gonna lie. But I don't like selling it because, again, people don't stick to it. So I put 3 of them. So people don't stick to their deal, right? At the end of the year, I always get a bill saying, hey, you got to charge back, and I got to write a check to people. So I like, man, I'm tired of selling insurance because I get an unpaid loan. I get money for a while, and I got to give it back. I love what Primerica stand for. I understand why people need insurance, but people just don't do what they say they're going to do. And they start off, and 2 months later, they stop, and guy got to pay back. So, but they call me that important rule of the rule of 72. And that rule, I said, you know what? That makes sense. Let me take that same strategy and throw it into real estate. Every house I get, I need to make at least a 12% ROI on it. And then if I have 10 of them, okay, I replace my salary at my job. Now I work because I choose to work, not because I have to work. Once you make the passive income coming in right now from the ROIs every month, and then not to mention in real estate, you can go up every year. And if you stay in an apartment, every year they go up. They go up 1%, 2%, or 3%, or 4%, right? So I get a raise automatic. So not one raise. If I got 10 houses, I get 10 raises. Not 1, 10, right? So all, coach, not all, now all, coach, all 10 of them, that's a raise. So I love real estate for that reason. Stocks, somebody else control the market. It's the market that dictate that stock. Apple is a good stock no matter what, but depending on what the market's saying right now, it's going to be low or high. No, I don't want to play with that. I got Android phone. I don't like Apple phones, right? I like Android, but I got iPads, I got a Mac computer, I got all the other Apple stuff, and Apple is a good stuff. I like Apple for that reason, not for their phone, right? But I love the fact that y'all love their phone because the stocks go up, and I do buy these stocks when they low, so I can keep making money on that end. The real estate money come in, I make a cash flow, I throw a little bit of that money into the stock market, let that money keep growing at that 12%, I hope, interest rate. If not, then hey, it's growing at some kind of interest rate over there. But also, I take this money, all right, I ain't stepping on the dog. I take this money and keep on putting it back into real estate and making the money compound. And that's how you get a flywheel, right? I'm a part of the Kingdom Real Estate. They talk about a flywheel. You start like a bicycle, just start spinning, right? So you keep on putting money in, and then you got wheels spinning. Want your wheels spinning. So Caleb, man, tonight is about you right now. I wanted to just kind of share that piece. I do have a little bit more about pre-foreclosure, just a sneak shot of that, but we're going to talk about that after Caleb. Caleb is on the call. Caleb has been doing some great things in real estate. He just came back from where you was at in I'll go on Caleb. Let me make you co-host. Can't think of it on the tip of my tongue. Co-host. Italy? No, you ain't come right out of Italy. Where you came back from? All right, Caleb, what you got, brother? Unmute for me. Also, while Caleb unmuting, guys, in the chat box, do you want, yeah, oh, my bad, I just made it. So in the chat box, I did put the link in there if you want to sign up for our course, if you're interested in that pre-foreclosure course and you want to know more about it, I put it in the chat box. Make sure it's in there. Direct, oh, my bad, that was direct to one person, so let me put it to everybody. Caleb, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you good now.
Yeah, where you just came from? I forgot. Shoot.
I just came from Cuba.
Cuba. I knew it was one word, man. I couldn't think of it for nothing. How was Cuba? Tell us more about it, man. We ain't never been to Cuba. Maybe somebody have, but I have. So tell me more about it.
It's an island off of Cuba called Guantanamo Bay. You know, where they house I guess I won't say prisoners, but you know, people that they captured over there, you know, not in Saudi Arabia, but in the Midwest during the Desert Storm, right?
Uh-huh.
But you know, I just worked over there in operations. I was over a fleet of vehicles and over all the weapons. So I didn't get a chance to work in the actual facilities or whatever. But I mean, it was a great experience, man. Almost like a little small vacation. Paid vacation. That's it.
Hey, man, you're on YouTube. You can't say that, man. You can't say that. You're in the military. You worked hard. You did a hard job. You went over and defended the country. You made it safe. You kept them prisoners intact. You kept the car intact. You kept everything going. And the fleet went well. And hey, life is great. Poor.
For sure.
All right, brother, man. Hey, look, tell us about I asked you a couple questions like 2 weeks ago, man. Hey, y'all, this is not rehearsed. I just gave him a couple questions just to think about one of his great deals they did. I'm doing it off the top of my head, man. I was gonna look at my phone, but one of the deals you've done that you're proud of, that you're excited about, how did you find it? What did you learn from it? What would you have changed? Just, the basics. This is for everybody on the call to kind of get an understanding of how this stuff works, how real estate works. He does the wholesaling a lot because he looked for the quick money, but he do have rental properties as well, and he used the money from the wholesales to pay for his rental property. So how do you get in real estate with a little bit of money? You go out there and bust your butt, make some money, use that money to invest into real estate, get your rental, get your passive income, and then keep busting your butt, making more money, and then you keep on helping other people out and helping yourself out. But I hope I didn't take your thunder saying that for an entry level way for everyone. But tell us more about it, Caleb. It's on you now, brother.
Yeah. So, when I first, I just closed on the best deal I'm most proud of today. And the reason I'm most proud of that deal is because I did it the right way. You know what I mean? So most of the time I put properties under contract and I'm marketing for a buyer, right? But this time, kind of already had the buyer in place. And just kind of pushed it over there to him, and we was able to close. Actually, find a buyer for the property within 36 hours of getting the property under contract. So that was pretty a proud one. That was a proud moment for me. Getting the numbers right. And, I mean, just closing, making everybody happy at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So I'm going to go pick up that check tomorrow, man. And actually, speaking about transferring, taking that money and then buying more properties with it, is actually somebody called me about a property today. Well, it's actually a mobile home, so to speak, but they only want $2,000 for it. And it's not that much wrong with it. It's in a mobile home park, so there might be like a good opportunity for cash flow. Another, yeah, man. But
So
another.
Tell me more about that deal. Hold on. How did you find it? I mean, so how did you find your cash buyer for that deal? You said in 36 hours you had it linked up and signed up. So how did you find a cash buyer?
Yeah, so I had already I found that cash buyer through a bandit sign. So, we got some hungry buyers out here. Like you said, inventory is kind of low. So got a lot of hungry buyers out here that's looking for their next deal. So they called my bandit sign and was like, hey man, if you have any properties, this is my criteria. I want the ARV to be over $100,000. Not a little bit of work. It doesn't matter. Just the numbers have to be right. So I kind of already knew what he wanted. So when I found the deal and I already had the buyer, I already knew who to send it to and who was capable of buying that deal. Right? I just sent it to him, and it was just something that he was interested in. But he went and looked at, that was the buyer. That was one of my buyers. But he actually went and looked at the property. But he turned the deal down because he felt like it was too much work for him. But he did. But so I sent it to another guy. It was a JV opportunity, and for another guy, and he knew somebody who'd want it, and he actually brought the buyer in, and like 2 days later, after like maybe like 4 or 5 offers, we decided, we wanted to go with the buyer with the highest bid. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, when you say JV, everybody know what JV means. Tell us what JV is.
The joint venture. So it's just you partner up with another wholesaler to to sell the contract or to move a property. That's basically what it is. Usually it's between usually it's like a 50-50 split of the assignment fee.
Can you tell me another wholesaler don't mind working with you?
Of course not. As long as it's
Yeah. Okay. Another wholesaler is already selling, and you told them about the deal. The person you had lined up for the deal dropped off. because they said it's a little bit more work than they wanted to do. So therefore, you told somebody else about it, and they jumped right on it.
Right.
Okay. And then and how long when you put that house on the contract? What day? What day that was?
Man, I don't remember the exact date, man. It was a couple weeks ago.
It was less than 3 weeks for sure.
Yeah, it was less than 3 weeks. So, 1 week, so I think, yeah, it was 2 weeks. 1 week, we let our buyers go through the property. They all put their bids in. We took the highest bid. Then the next week we did the title search. Once the title came back clear, we set up the closing.
So in 2 weeks, you got a check already ready to go pick up.
Yeah, the check right now.
So you mean to tell me right now in this business that they saying is saturated with people out there, no deals out there, and you was able to close on a deal in 2 weeks where you got a nice, fat, healthy check?
Yes, sir. That check, that's I had to split it, so it ended up being a $9,000 check, but it was $18,000 assignment.
Oh man, we shot it at $10,000 by a couple thousand, huh? Because you had to split the check.
Hey, man, I got another deal closing on Friday. I'm gonna reach my goal this month, so we close on that one.
10 grand a month?
Yo, I'll be over 10 grand. It'll be 11. So
hey, who set that goal for you?
shoot, you said it. You need to be making 10,000 or more.
hey, did I speak it into existence?
Yeah, you did.
Hey, what you about to do about 2 weeks ago? What you about to do?
Hey man, I'll sure appreciate you because I got discouraged, and I was like, man, you know what? Money getting kind of short. I'm gonna just go ahead and go back to work. But you was like, man, Caleb, just hang in there. You got it, Caleb. Just, you know what I'm saying? Don't give up. So I took your advice, and you said, we want to go take the easy route, but sometimes we gotta choose hard. We want the easy way out, but I chose the hard route, and it's paying off.
Thing about it is, man, I'm gonna use this as a teachable moment for everybody on this call. Listen, when you on your mission and you about to get what you earn, everything gonna come to destroy you and take you away from it. Right? I don't want to talk about church, the devil, and all this mess, right? Saying the devil did it. Bottom line is, if you look at a rose bush, you plant bushes, replant roses, right? And you got thorns in them roses, you got some dead roses, and you got some nice roses. You ain't gonna kill all the dead roses just because, all the good roses because the dead roses, you're gonna pluck them out. So when it comes to this business, when you at your best and you're finna get your biggest check, or when you finna make it really well, you're gonna have phone calls come in. When you trying to make phone calls, you try to send text messages out, and everybody gonna start texting you and taking you off. You don't get emails, you get distracted. You gotta stay in it. All them thorns gonna come picking at you and come overgrowing, and you gotta look through it, pick through it, and keep focused. And that's what this business is about. 9 times out of 10, when I go to work at my 9 to 5, and I have an opportunity to just make a great day, that's when my troops, my soldiers come in. They have a bad day and they just want to try and mess my day up. And if I act a fool with them, guess what? I'm gonna lose my time. I'm gonna lose my patience. I'm gonna lose whatever got in store for me. But if I just work through it the next day, oh man, you was really quiet. You was really humble. You really listened to me when I needed you to listen to me. I thought about committing suicide. I thought about this. When I keep my cool is when you keep going, right? So Caleb was in a situation a couple weeks ago where he called me and said, hey, coach, I'm thinking about getting a part-time job. And then I asked him a couple questions. I ain't gonna go through all that. And I hope you don't mind me sharing for everybody's sake. But I asked him the right question. I didn't tell him don't. Now, I never tell a man what to do. A man gonna do what they're gonna do. You gotta make your own decisions. But what I will tell you to do is make sure whatever you do, align with your number one goal. That's what I asked him to do. I said, so you can do Instacart, you can do Lyft, you can do anything where you drive in neighborhoods and communities and still looking at houses and dropping signs. I went through a list of I asked him, what exactly do your money come from? Who called you back the most? Which way do you get your leads? Now pick a job. If you want a job, no problem. Get a JOB, but make sure to align with your effort. Don't get a job. We got to go sit in the building, sit behind a computer and wait for, time to do this. Make sure it's aligned. That's the only thing I ask them to do if you go get a job. Align your efforts with your goals, because you got to figure out how you want to pay your bills. Do you want to pay your bills through a job, or do you want your job to assist you with paying your bills through real estate? And now this young man has made this goal of over 10 grand a month without an issue. And he said, Coach, I believe you. But he didn't do it at first. He didn't do it at first. He couldn't do it at first, but he said, I believe you, Coach. And I call him almost every day, text him almost every day, or we'll talk at least, even on the weekend we talk, but we'll talk, or we'll text, or we'll touch bases after a while to make sure that, hey, he's focused and he's on target. I got other folks on this call that can tell you I call them, right? I text them. I ask them what they're doing. And I tell them, hey, it ain't too late to start now. So guys, if you need that kind of motivation, that kind of coaching, that kind of help, that's what we offer. We offer them for you to change your future. The one thing that hurts us is self-discipline. When you're not self-disciplined, sometimes you need a coach behind you to push you, to drive you, to say something to trigger you. And I promise you, I'm gonna share this one more thing. I'm gonna let Caleb say about the next deal. I got cursed out. Well, I didn't get cursed out. She wanted to curse me out, but she hung up on me. This young lady I met at the Kingdom Real Estate training a couple weeks ago. I went to Ohio for a week. I met a young lady that's in the Kingdom. And I said, hey, I'm gonna help you out. I'm gonna be an accountability partner for you. She called me the other day with a lot of excuses. She was whining, she was fussing. I said, listen, I don't hear entrepreneur on the phone. Well, you're not listening to me. I said, I don't want to listen to you. I don't have to listen to you. That's not my job. My job is to call you out on this. I hear a lot of whining and complaining. That's what you do at a job. That's not what you do in your business. In your business, you're a solution person and you figure out how to fix it. So she got mad and said, you're not listening to me. You think you know everything. I'm hanging up. Bye. Have a great day. I got a text message later on. I cut my yard, front yard, backyard. I like, oh, well, hell, that's one less person I got to worry about helping. She texts me back. I'm sorry. You're 100% right. I was wrong. I thought about everything you said after we got off the phone. I was being emotional. You're right. I picked up the phone and called her and just act like nothing happened and talked about the regular day. And then asked her, what can I do to assist you to be better? Right? Guys, we understand that everybody have an ego. Pride comes before fall. And if you got pride, that's great. I'm glad you got pride. I don't want to work with nobody without pride, but sometimes you got to check your pride and leave it at the doorstep, because that pride will keep you from getting where you got to go. Right? And I know that touches somebody because it touches me every time I see it. My son checked me all the time. My 16-year-old, he'll call me out. And I love to have him around me so that when I'm calling a BS card, he called me out on it. And I can say, wow, you're right. You're right. You're right. Let me check myself. Guys, that's what we need in this business. We need accountability. We need somebody to push us. And we need somebody to believe in us when we don't believe in ourselves. And that's how you get to the next level. When you got somebody behind you believing in you when you don't believe in yourself, that's what pushes you over the edge to do things that you would never done at first. That's the community we building. That's the love we giving. That's the kind thoughts we giving. That's the passion we giving. And that's the excitement we giving. Man, I'm super proud of Caleb for doing everything he said he's going to do, having that safe discipline, to stick to it, that steadfast to hang in there, that perseverance to push through it, and my God, to see it through, right? When they're up against the trouble, looking squarely face to face, right? That's what he did. And I'm proud of you, man. I'm super proud of you, man. You can go ahead and tell us about your next deal, man, and I'm gonna let you close it out, man, with that, because I'm too pumped up over here, man. I'm super pumped up on you closing on that deal. I know your story. I know what happened. I remember the conversation we had. To my man, I really told Coach, I want to wait to this deal. So I prolonged everything and it worked out. I went in and talked something different last week so that you can have this deal to talk about, man. So tell us about your next deal that you want to tell us about, man. I'm gonna let you close it out, man. In the chat box, if you're interested in learning how to do subject to, if you're interested in having a coach to help assist you, it's ongoing. The class by itself is one cost, but ongoing training is gonna be a different cost. But that's in the link is in the inbox for anybody that's interested in that. Go ahead, Caleb.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I appreciate you, coach, for believing in me and stuff like that, But the next deal I'm gonna talk about is I got this deal through cold calling. And it was a guy, he wanted, well, let me see. He had a package deal that he bought through the bank. But he had fixed up all of them. And I think this was the only one he didn't fix up. I called him up and we made him an offer for the property. We, negotiated, and he wouldn't give me out a number. So, I just gave, it was a bad property, so I just gave him a number. I told him $1,000, which is crazy. And he said, "Man, I'll take it. Can you do 1,500?" I was like, "Yeah, for sure, man. I could do 1,500." So I got that deal on the contract for like $1,500. Crazy. And posted it, started marketing it. I got a lot of backlash for it because it was a very ugly property. A lot of backlash. But I ended up finding a buyer for it, and we ended up closing on the deal. And what was I was so proud about that deal was, the buyer actually sent me a video of the property when it was fixed up. It was nice. It was like it was like she turned the property, like the property did a whole 360. And it was just a proud moment that I was able to create some generational wealth, help someone create generational wealth, and help someone else find a property. And that's man, that's basically it about that deal, coach.
So the pictures you got at property, what you do with the pictures? She just sent them to you, just save them in your phone?
Yeah, I had it. Well, it was a video. They in my phone right now. I don't have the pictures of what it looked like before.
Dang.
Yeah, I don't. So I was gonna send it to you, but I was like, it don't make sense if I ain't send it. If I didn't show you what it looked like before.
Yeah, we doing a better job of keeping up with all that stuff now, right?
Yeah, for sure. Well, yeah.
All right. We're building our digital portfolio. We're building our portfolio for our rental. Because if you do a fix and flip and you want to do a loan on that stuff, they want to ask for proof of what you've done in the past. So by having and keeping all that information, I'm sorry, I'm looking at my other screen. I'm not being mean and rude. Trying to move stuff around over here. Yeah, so by doing that, keeping track of all the stuff that you have done in the past, the address of the properties you have, that's why we ask y'all to track it. Put it on a chart, put it on a spreadsheet. That way, when you decide to go to a bank and say, "Hey, do you have skill set?" then you have a skill set in this, and it's all there, right? It's all in one spot. And all right, let me see. I'm looking for something. Can't find it. Dang. All right, whatever. I ain't gonna do it. So the thing about it is, yeah, you have it all in one spot so you can show them proof. Hey, this is the house I bought. This is a house I sold a contract on. And now you got a history, and now you got more validity when you're talking to a bank and you show your presence. So awesome, man. You sold, how much money you made off that house you put on a contract for $1,500?
Like 5,000. So we sold it for like 6.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Well, man, I hope everybody's super pumped. What questions y'all got for Caleb? What questions? Raise your hand. I'm looking over here at my other screen now. I cannot find what I'm looking for. Something, man. I can't find it. So if you got a question for Caleb that y'all want to ask him, please raise your hand and I'll unmute you. Nobody raising their hand. Nobody got questions? Nobody want to know more about all that money you're making over there? They don't want to make none of that money? All right. Well, look, please let folks know about and Coach Joe, you got anything you want to bring to our show, bring tonight, talk about?
Man, I think that's Caleb gave me chill bumps tonight, man. Just being able to, really just being able to hear, with somebody that, just staying consistent, not giving up, and because that's what it's all about. Not giving up, staying consistent. One of the things I like to piggyback off of and share with Coach, the group, and Caleb, is that as of today, I officially became, an actual cash buyer. So that's extremely exciting now. And what that means to, you know, people within the network and within the group, coach, is that they find a deal anywhere. Between here, Puerto Rico, U.S. Virgin Islands, 50 states, you know, we're able to, you know, really, you know, acquire the asset if the numbers work. So I'm extremely excited to share that because it just changes the game. It truly changes the game. And here's one of the kickers now, coaches. You're coming out with the pre-foreclosure content and how to, you know, stop it, sub to it, take over it, all those good things. A lot of times you're going to come across assets to where that's going through the foreclosure process and you literally have, you know, a week to step in and make something happen. Well, I'm proud to say within a week, that's more than enough time that what I actually need to close the transaction. As long as title can move swiftly and get the title clear and get all the documents together, we can close it in as little as a week. So I'm excited to announce that. So coach, whenever you have your course on the pre-foreclosure, that's a bonus. That is a bonus, you know, because it's going to be times where it's just not going to be much time left. And so we got to move swiftly. And so I'm excited to be able to work with you, with Caleb, with everyone else in the group too. Again, this anywhere in the country, as long as the numbers work. And so that takes out right there, that takes out really 90% of the deal right there is finding your buyer. So we're happy to say, coach, that, you know, as of today, we're officially cash buyers. Did you hear what I said, coach?
Cash
Buyers. Okay, just making sure you heard that. So yeah, not just hard money, but cash buyers. Now we'll say this: if we have time and it's cheaper to you know, use the hard money, that's what we're gonna do. But if time is of essence, you know, our back is up against the wall, we're gonna be able to go and take down that monster. So I'm excited to share that. So Caleb, man, it's just opens up, you know, to the Calebs out there, just opens up, you know, even more opportunity for everyone, you know, for everyone.
Absolutely, coach. Absolutely. You can see my screen too, brother. I appreciate that. I'm proud to hear that. That's great news.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can see it.
Yeah, share with us more about that content right.
So when it comes to the pre-foreclosures, you know, it's, you know, not only will you be taught, you know, exactly what a pre-foreclosure is, the stages of a foreclosure, you know, what your options are to, you know, to stop a foreclosure, because all these things are important, especially when you're speaking with sellers. So number one thing you want to know is, where the heck do I find my leads? You know, where the heck do I find them? So we're going to be able to show you exactly where to go, you know, because you want to fish where the fish are at. So we're going to be able to show you paid sites as well as free sites. Now, I'm not speaking of like a prop stream or a site like that, different sites. So then you also learn how to skip trace. Once you find the leads, all right, well, hey, look, I need to be able to, you know, reach out to them. All right, now I reach out to them. What am I going to say? You know, what can I expect from the person I'm speaking with on the other end of the phone? You know, what's, you know, their tone, the verbiage, you know, asking the right questions. You know, we're just going to be able to walk you down from A to Z. And I'll tell you guys this, you know, these houses, they're not all just beat up houses. I'll tell you that again. They're not all just beat up houses. Some of them just lipstick. You know, some of them, you know, you have to do that. I've literally, you know, worked transactions where I didn't even have to touch the inside of the house. When I say touch, I didn't even have to clean the inside of the house. That's how good it was. So, you know, you're going to have those types of opportunities. So I just want you guys to know that. So, yep, coach, that's it right there. All that's in that content. Oh,
Great
no.
deal, brother. No, great deal. Thank you so much for that overview. I hope all is well. We had a great night tonight. I hope that y'all found something enlightening. I hope that Caleb's story inspired, motivated, encouraged you. I hope that Coach's story is he's a new cash buyer and saying he got you covered on deals, man, and we need money immediately. That also inspired, motivated, encouraged you. Caleb, you can close it out tonight, brother.
I hear bad man. Caleb, bad man.
You gonna let me close it out?
Yeah.
Shoot, I don't even know what to say, Coach. But, hey, just keep going. That's all it takes. Just one step at a time. You're gonna feel like giving up sometimes, but you just keep moving forward, keep pushing yourself, and always choose hard. That's all I got, Coach.
All you need to say, brother.
Yep.
All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night.